Hey, it's Daniel Chu, aka Chewbacca, and today is day 17 out of 30 November Rejection Challenges. If you're wondering what the hell that is, there's a link to my blog in the description below. Explains basically what a rejection challenge is and why I'm doing this on a daily basis in November. So today's a little bit different. I'm recording this sort of like preface video in my room because I am about to go to a burrito shop, and it is really dark. It's already nighttime, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to find good lighting for videos. I'm actually a little worried that like the challenge video is going to come out kind of crappy quality, but we'll see how that works. But today the challenge is to go and ask a homeless person to have dinner with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and buy 2 burritos, and then I'm going to go troll around and see if I can find someone homeless to eat with me. And basically, while I do that, I kind of want to learn more about like their life and their circumstances and how they got to where they are. I think like from a high level, this isn't that scary for me. This is like a 3 out of 10 from like a rejection challenge kind of place. Like I'm not that scared of doing this. But there are pieces of this that do make me a little nervous and that I'm curious about and do stretch me a little bit. For example, I do find I imagine that I will have a hard time. Maybe I'm not sure. Potentially relating with the life and background of a homeless person. Then again, there are probably also ways in which I can like relate very well. So I'm not really sure. This clearly isn't like the kind of person that I like tend to interact with on a daily basis. So I'm like, I think there's a little bit of nervousness and uncertainty around how this actually will go. But given that I bring food and this person is presumably homeless, I'm not actually expecting a rejection today. So I'm expecting like hopefully, I don't know about nice meal, but a meal where I sit down, I ask some questions, and I just kind of learn about someone. Now, I live in La Jolla, and La Jolla is kind of bougie, and while I do occasionally see homeless people hanging out by like the local supermarket and things like that, I am not actually positive I'm going to find one today. So in the event that I do not find someone who is homeless, I'm going to take my handy-dandy rubber chicken along with me, and I will just switch gears and do the rubber chicken challenge, which... the challenge is to basically ask a stranger to kiss my rubber chicken. And as you can see, that is not a euphemism. That would be a very strange euphemism. And if I do end up doing that, that's a 7 out of 10. It's a really weird request. And like, it's also just really weird to be carrying a rubber chicken around. But I had this rubber chicken actually from a friend of mine, Mel Cow. Who actually did carry a rubber chicken around for like a month as kind of her own sort of like rejection therapy session to kind of like just get over the idea that like doing something weird is like the judgment that comes with it is like really that big a deal. So Mel, you're an inspiration. She actually sells these, so she sent me this one. They're basically like rubber chickens that you can put in the mail, and you can actually they detach, so you can actually put like messages inside. So if you're looking for like a gag gift for a friend, you can actually just create a message that goes inside your rubber chicken and send it off to a friend and basically send them a laugh. So this episode is sponsored by Carrier Chickens. I'll put a link in the description. So we'll see. If I can't find a homeless person, I will try that. And yeah, I'm actually really hoping I find a homeless person because I really don't want to do the chicken challenge today. So we'll see what happens. Wish me luck. Okay, at the Holy Cove. It's real dark. Oh, I can't see anything on camera. So far, I have not found anyone. But it's real empty down here, so I'm thinking maybe. Also real cold down here, though. Ugh. Seems like a bad bet. Burritos are getting cold. Oh wait, there's someone sitting on that bench. could be it. Yeah, I think we might be in luck. Excuse me, sir. I'm wondering if you'd be willing to have dinner with me.
What the hell is that?
It's a burrito. Would you like one?
No, sir.
Sorry?
No, sir.
Not interested? All right. Okay. Well, have a nice day. Interesting. Didn't expect that. Actually, in retrospect, maybe there are certain foods that, like, if you're homeless, you know you should and shouldn't eat. I didn't exactly get the most wholesome of foods here. All right, well, I tried La Jolla Cove, and I actually did find a homeless person, but he rejected me, which I didn't expect. Trying to understand why. I don't think I really asked enough questions. He just really seemed like he didn't want to be bothered, so I just kind of like let him be. Yeah, I think maybe like either the food I have is like unappetizing, I don't know, or something. To be honest, that guy seemed kind of rude. He just like he opened his eyes and went, "What the hell is that?" So we'll see. I have like 2 more places that I think I can check, and I actually really would like to find a homeless person to eat with, because I have 2 burritos, and while I absolutely love burritos and it wouldn't be the end of the world if I ended up with an extra, I am kind of committed to this at this point. So I'm gonna try 2 more places, and if I don't find another homeless person, then we'll just count that as a no. But hopefully I find someone who's actually willing to like sit with me and eat with me, because I actually do think it would be a rewarding experience to learn a little more about the background of someone very different and just kind of gain that perspective and try to understand. So we'll see what happens. Oh, we got one. Excuse me, sir. Have you eaten dinner? Have you had food?
Nothing today.
Would you?
What's going on?
Would you be willing to eat dinner with me? I'd love to just hear about your story and.
You're sitting here?
Yeah, that sounds good.
You brought something for your. Well, you got jeans on, but you brought something to concerts coat.
Sorry?
You brought something to sit on, butt pad.
I mean, just that bench is fine, no?
Bench? Well, that's kind of cold too.
Is it? Okay.
I'd rather sit. That's a bus bench. I'd rather sit on the corner.
All right.
Sometimes the bus people don't let you. Watch out, I got
Okay. All right. What's your name?
My name's Steven.
Steven?
Yeah.
I'm Daniel.
No, that's great. Okay. So here, we'll just sit on the corner with you.
Sure. Okay.
Anywhere you like.
All right. Oh, it's finger food. I usually just eat it.
It's not really finger food.
No? Okay.
No, the heads have the steak by and seafood.
Okay. Well, I'm already learning something. I personally have never eaten a burrito with a fork before.
You've never eaten a burrito with a fork?
No.
That's how you keep your fingers clean. How about
That makes sense,
How about
actually.
Doritos? Do you eat Doritos with chopsticks?
Actually, that I do.
See,
yes.
there you go.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's what we're talking about here.
That's a good point.
Eat the Doritos with the chopsticks. Cheers.
Cheers.
So, what else going on tonight? What brings you here to La Jolla, California?
Well, I live around here.
That's great.
Yeah, I live in Bird Rock.
It's a nice place, man.
Yeah. It's actually I live with my parents right now.
I walk through Bird Rock on occasion.
Sorry?
I walk through Bird Rock on occasion.
Yeah. I mean, it's San Diego is just a nice place in general. You know, it's like not a terrible place, but yeah. You like it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right.
I taste the potato already.
Yeah.
That's all I ever care about. Potato makes for good, nice diet. Potato, you know, good starch, nice warm, plenty of steam, not a lot of extra water. Mashed potatoes don't really work the same.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
You know, good diet, good solid diet, very important.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Well, unfortunately, we have a large population of alcohol, and alcohol interferes with diet.
Okay.
You know, in corporate America, we have the concept of muddy waters by noon.
Okay.
And if the corporate guys are seeing muddy waters by noon, then they're probably not eligible for any more promotions.
I see.
You know, and that's giving it the good old college try. Give it the good old college try. Try to make a brick.
I see.
But in college, we all get into drinking. And we all get into GD, FD, and get drunk, fall down. And so that's the good old college try.
You know, my college experience was a little different from that. But I wish I had let loose a little more. No. But
eventually, almost everybody begins to check the lines on the door frame. You get up in the morning and you think to yourself, "Oh my God, my eyes floating off to the side. I got to check the lines on the door frame."
That's fair.
That's alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, it only takes 20,000 miles to walk that off.
So tell me a little more about yourself.
I grew up, I got educated, I got a job, I worked in corporate America.
Okay.
As a working man, I finished up at about $70,000 a year on the other coast.
Okay.
You know, California's a little bit bigger in the numbers.
Yeah, okay, right.
So, but I saw that I was drinking too much and I wasn't out jogging enough. And I saw that my promotability in corporate America was disappearing rapidly.
Okay.
Quarter after quarter, year after year.
Okay.
And I thought the bills were racking up. Some of the bills were getting pretty old, a number of years. Credit cards, college loans, you know, former cars that had been owned and had to get, you know, either towed or couldn't make the payments.
Okay.
And to me, it just appeared that there's probably a closet party waiting somewhere. It appeared that things were riding okay, but it was too much alcohol and the bills weren't really getting paid, although at the moment I was secure. But the bills weren't really getting paid. So to me, it looked in the long range, it looked, there's a bridge out here somewhere.
Okay.
There's going to be a bridge out, and you're not going to get the promotion that you need to save your financial butt, and it's just not going to happen.
I see.
And it occurred to me that it was probably going to be a closet party style. You familiar with closet party?
I'm not, no.
Okay, don't get in that closet because there's a party there and you don't want to be there.
Okay.
Okay, that kind of closet party? Well, you know, just in general, you're familiar with that kind of closet party could possibly happen. So don't let that happen to you. Don't get drunk with people that you don't know.
Okay.
Don't get blinding drunk in the basements of people you don't know.
Okay.
You know, and don't hang out at parties when you can't drive home. Don't expect to crash on the couch because you never know. There could be a closet party there. And that's how the rich people do it. When you as a working man get too many old loans, you as a working man get too many old debts, you as a working man get too many things behind you, then you start looking to consolidate your debt, you look to consolidate your mortgage, you look to consolidate your IRS debt, and you start making telephone calls to people you've never met, and you start arriving at business parks that are mostly dark at night and only half filled, and you start meeting with people that you don't even know over office furniture that can't even be a week old to sign life-saving agreements over your finances. And so one of these days, then you open the door and there'll be 3 big rich faggots in the dock.
I see.
And that's how the rich people do their money.
Okay.
And so that's the end of the working man's life usually, is the working man ends up in a closet party over old debts. And the rich people get jumped with dog right away. They know how to lay snow.
I see.
And that's kind of how we do the money on this planet. So I kind of deduced, I didn't know about dogs so much at the time, but I deduced that there was probably... No, I don't. I do this one. I deduced that there was a closet party on the way at some point, so I thought I should start walking.
Okay.
And I did. And I found out that humans are supposed to have halos and wings. Right now they're all cut down to zombies. And they're on their way. There is a hell, and it's in the basement, and that's where they end up.
I see.
So I strongly advise going for the walk. Whether or not you got jumped with the dog as a young child and now you're one of the rich people, or whether or not you're going to strive to get an education and go get a job and try to pay your bills off, I would strongly recommend going for the walk instead. There is eternal life. But these people are on the downside.
No, but I haven't seen you in a bit.
Doing just fine. It's a beautiful day, lovely weather. Yes, wonderful.
I'm okay. Thanks, though. Yeah, appreciate it.
I've seen you.
Yeah, I know it's some sort of thing over watching for my dick at night. The jail trainees
No,
do
don't
it
worry
every
about it.
night. I know. I get it. I get it. It's something where the police and the jail trainees spy for my dick all night long and then have this thing about getting in my face over food. You know, it's some sort of psychological training where the jail trainee wants to have a right to get to your dick. I know. I get it. You know, and that's what happens on the street is the trannies and the police start crawling all over your dick all the time and making a psychological warfare over food and stuff like that. That's why you don't see me eating very fast. Because for 8 years now, every time I have something to eat, I'm going to get jumped with something stupid to whatever level.
Something stupid.
Something stupid to whatever level.
Okay.
You know, did I ask for the water? When I was first asked about the water, what did I say?
I didn't hear you say
said no,
anything.
thank you.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
And then when they came back about the water, then it's all about seeing you again, right? Like, I know this person. Like, maybe I have seen this person in the past or whatever, but usually this is something about, we like to spy for your dick at night and then charge you over food because the jail tranny is covered by the police. You know, it's a psychological training.
Yeah.
About the hand that feeds is the jail tranny, and the hand that feeds can get in your face over food all the time.
Right.
And this has been going on for, you know, any number of years, all day, every day. It'll be beastie faggots, dog faggots, pedophiles, jail trannies, workers getting in your face. The trash guys love to give me little bits of everything because, you know, the jail tranny saw you playing with your dick last night and you must have left your junk somewhere. And so for 10 years, the San Diego police have built their reputation scoping for the morning Kleenex so that they can send people freaking over your food and getting after your dick. And that's what the police do. And that's because the rich people fuck dogs, and that's what the rich people do. So if you're a working man, I strongly advise going for the walk.
Take that to heart. Oh, appreciate that.
You know, just up that wall and back, and you'll be just fine. You know that wall? You know that really big wall? That wall that runs all that way and then all that way back? Okay, you know, about 8,000 miles up, about 8,000 miles back, you'll be just fine.
Okay.
No digging, no begging, just keep walking. You can bitch and moan all you like as long as you put one foot in front of the other.
Wow,
That's how it works.
Are you saying you walked from the East Coast to the West Coast?
Oh yeah, here too. Yeah. I walk from this coast to that coast and back, and then I walk up and down the coast, and I keep walking around the block all the time because the faggots keep chasing me on my dick. So, you know, as it adds up, it takes about 20,000 miles to get this to work. But it's 1 mile, 1 handful of rivers at a time.
Right.
You know, you got to clear out the brain stem, and then you got to clear out these 2 little apertures between the stem and the frontal lobes, and then you have to start clearing out the frontal lobes. It's been a long time since any humans bothered to do it. The benefits of fucking dogs are too much, I guess.
Well,
and spying for homeless dick every night, and punishing and scalding and burning and torturing the homeless man over his dick in a vengeful and vetting way every day. and just throwing garbage at them all fucking day with the police backing it because you played with your dick last night. So, you know, that's just what goes on in La Jolla, California, is the police are covering for this cult of trannies, and the cult of trannies is much larger than you know, and they go around chasing hetero men down over their own fucking dick. That's what the police do.
Sounds pretty rough.
It is, but, you know, if you want to save your ass from hell, well, it's either start running this way, or else you get about 7 or 8 years. You know, the working man will go down in a deck closet, and the rich people don't get to be 70 or 80. They just look at it because they're perverts and stuff, and that's what everyone this is. And that's how the Sphinx does things. The Sphinx re-rolls a whole bunch of sacks of shit and tries them out to see if they want to go for a walk, and if not, they go to hell. And then the Sphinx re-rolls a whole bunch of sacks of shit, has new babies, tears the wings off and everything, ships them upstairs from the basement, and lets them see if any of them want to go for the walk. If not, then they all go to hell. And that's what the Sphinx does with the Great Wall of China.
Never connected those two things before.
All much easier to build when they all have wings.
Right.
The ones with wings got old and ugly, went to hell already. But they left the artificial re-rolling shit behind. And if you are going to re-roll a sack of shit to pretend to be a new human, then you have to tear the wings off the ass right away and let it know that it needs to go for a walk, because it's never going to make it. And so that's how the world got set up. You know, the whole world's boilerplated in. They don't re-roll a sack of shit without tearing the wings off. And the stork delivers the babies. You ever see the stork delivering babies?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it.
Okay, then we're on the same page there.
No.
Because you already tore the wings off the baby's ass. Clearly the baby can't fly anymore. Have the stork deliver it.
Right.
You know what the stork is?
No, what's the stork?
The stork is all of the last of the people packed in the hallways trying to get to the secure box in the basement, demanding their right to get into the kingdom of heaven and see the place. And so the kingdom of heaven locked the doors, closed the doors, and closed the doors from upstairs too. Now you can help hand the babies up. But you're not dead. It takes a lot more than that to do. That's why we have help. So instead of going to hell, they're all trapped in the hall, the last remaining hallways between here and there. And then the kingdom of heaven takes the new re-rolled sack of shit, pushes it through the door, and they can hand it all the way upstairs, and then the eunuchs will pick it up when they get up there.
Complicated.
That's why they're supposed to have halos and wings, because this planet is all re-rolled sacks of shit now.
It's unfortunate.
Not one single syllable of this law shall ever pass away. Your entire life is written on the Great Wall of China. Your entire life, everybody's entire life written on the Great Wall of China, but you will never walk more than half an inch before they ship you to hell.
Interesting.
Buddha's coming back and he's pissed. You know what Buddha is?
Yeah, I know Buddha.
You know what Buddha is?
Well, I think so, but
What is Buddha?
I've always thought of Buddha as more of an idea than a man.
Okay,
But
well, Buddha's a mummified baby.
okay.
Okay, they count all the money by fucking this baby to death while he's all mummified. That way he can't move or scream too much.
Okay.
Okay, that's Buddha. And that's how Buddha paid for all the money. That way when they let Buddha out, okay, then Buddha just gets to walk around and be Buddha, you know?
Yeah.
All right, now Jesus Christ is the same as Buddha.
Okay.
He's a mummified baby.
Okay.
All right, now we've been doing it the same way for thousands of years. We get one of those dogs to chew on my hand.
Okay.
All right, then we drip this blood into these 4 cups, and then when we're done having dinner and everything, then we fuck this guy in the belly button.
Okay.
Then we take them all apart, beat them to death finally, and then we steam clean them and wrap them back up and nice and tight, mummify them, beat them back up to 900 degrees, check to make sure that he shits and shove them back into the bread box.
Huh.
That's how Jesus Christ paid for his sins. That's how Buddha counted the world, because that's how they count all the money ahead of time. And so this is what a Jesus Christ is. This is a mummified baby that's been fucked in the belly button about once a year for 8,000 years.
Interesting.
And that's what Buddha is too.
Okay. Huh.
And so at some age they take Buddha to the outside of the monastery and they say, look at the entire world is all cut down, is all green, nothing grows here to eat. Now you can go for a walk and try to find your way, or you stay here in the monastery, get boxed up and shit down. You know, if you're down for being Buddha, nobody likes you anymore, you are. Right. So in the Hebrew religion, we try to get teacher to go for a walk, but he usually just settles for a 40-day bread check and falls for a Friday night party. And that's how Jesus Christ paid for all the sins, because he counted the money ahead of time. They can play in the pool of blood on their way to hell.
Well, I learned a lot.
You know, if you don't see somebody that looks like they've been fucked in the belly button, that's not Jesus. If you find somebody that looks like they've been fucked in the belly button 8,000 times, that could be Jesus.
I'll have to check that next time.
You know, if you find somebody that looks like they've dripped every dollar of blood out of their hand somehow.
Yeah.
You know, if you find somebody who looks like every dollar, if you knew how many dollars it took to count the world, that's a lot. So if you find somebody that looks like we somehow dripped every dollar's worth of blood out of their hand, then maybe that's Jesus.
Huh. All right. Well, I'll have to look out for that.
Okay.
I should get going, but I really, I
Hey,
appreciate
great time
your
talking to
taking.
Daniel, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
Steve.
Had a great time talking with you, Dan.
Thank you for taking the time and explaining to me how the world works.
Sure, yeah,
Appreciate it.
that's how it all works, man. I highly recommend going for the walk.
I will. Yeah, I'll have to keep that in mind. Thank you.
Think about it.
Yeah, will do. All right, take care. Enjoy the food.
Great night, man.
You too.
Okay, so I just got back from eating a burrito with a homeless guy, and that was a really interesting and actually in some ways like very strange experience. I'm not sure what I expected. I think that like I momentarily forgot that like a lot of homeless people suffer from mental disorders or other things. I kind of thought that I was gonna have like an interesting, rational conversation with someone about their life and their story. And what I got was so completely not that. And I should have expected that, but I didn't. So I was like surprised, especially because that guy, he seemed so. He actually seemed like a completely normal person. First like minute or two that I interacted with him, wasn't until he started to like really get worked up and like really start talking about a couple of things and actually started to raise his voice that I realized that something else was up. And it was weird. I will actually say that there were a few moments there where I was actually not entirely sure if I was safe. Like he didn't seem like he was a dangerous individual. But it just occurred to me. I realized that like he and I are speaking completely different languages on some level. Like there was very little information communicated between us. He said a lot of things, a lot of really interesting things, very colorful things. And I tried my best to decipher his meaning, but yeah, it felt like we were talking in a different language. And I think that like as I began to realize that there's no way that I can possibly understand his thought processes and how he thinks, I also began to realize that I guess I kind of began to worry, and this may be an unfair and irrational concern, but I began to worry that I wouldn't be able to predict his actions the way that I could predict someone else's. And so in some ways that started to scare me a little bit, which is not something I expected to feel in this challenge. I didn't expect to feel like existential fear. But I decided to stick through it. I think he probably could have talked for hours. And I stuck through it until I finished my own burrito. And then I politely told him that I really appreciated his time, which I did. And told him that I had to go. And yeah, so I think I definitely learned something about homeless people. I can't assume that that's going to be the experience with every homeless person I ever meet, but that was different, very different from what I expected. I don't think this was like challenging from like a rejection standpoint, but it certainly was eye-opening, and I definitely experienced a bit of discomfort here and there, so I think it was worthwhile. So thank you to the friend who gave me this challenge. I think this was enlightening. Yeah, that may be the right word. But anyway, I'm like maybe a little shaken. I don't know. Maybe just confused. I'll be back tomorrow for another rejection challenge. Day 17 tomorrow, I think. And we'll probably be doing something a little different. So look forward to that.